Hello, I'm Nikki P. I have a degree in film, and I saw The Monkey, Osgood Perkins' follow-up to Longlegs, that horror hit from last year featuring Nicolas Cage with a really big face. It's an adaptation of a 1980 Stephen King short story about this cursed monkey toy where when you turn the key, people start to die these grisly deaths, sort of Final Destination-esque, where it seems like an accident, but it's clearly connected to the monkey, and there are a couple people who are onto the monkey, and maybe they can stop it. There's a really great piece of production design in the monkey. One of the characters has a Goosebumps poster in their room, and I think this might be the whole point of the movie. It's about what would happen if Stephen King, the master of terror, wrote a Goosebumps book. Goosebumps books, if you're not familiar, I was obsessed when I was 7 years old, and they're really horror for children. They lean a whole lot goofier. Even the ones that are supposed to be scary are still taking place in that sort of kid-friendly zone, like Night of the Living Dummy. So what if Stephen King took his really dark adult horror sensibilities and lent them to a goofier premise? And what if Osgood Perkins adapted that? Would that be a good fit? I'm afraid not. The weird thing about The Monkey is it does have that Goosebumps vibe. It is very silly and weird and goofy, but it's also very gory, hard R rating stuff. It's this weird marriage of appealing to children, but children aren't going to be able to see this movie. This movie stars Theo James as theoretically a pair of twins who are trying to stop the monkey, and he's really miscast here. I don't know if you've noticed, but Theo James looks like $1 million. He very much looks like a Hollywood heartthrob, and the whole movie revolves around this dynamic of everyone treats him like a loser, they write him off, they don't respect him. He's this huge underdog. I don't think this is the correct use of Theo James. Mike White really had it figured out with The White Lotus. He cast him as this brash, bully type, superficial kind of guy. And that's just how he reads. There's this scene where he goes to visit his ex-wife, and now she's married to Elijah Wood, and Elijah Wood is totally clowning on him and like challenging him to an arm wrestle. And Elijah Wood comes off like a total dweeb, and it makes no sense because it's Theo James. And I kept thinking they should really be switching places here. It feels like Hitman all over again, where we're expected to believe that no one in the world cares about Glenn Powell. No one wants to hang out with Glenn Powell. And the movie would make so much more sense if it was like Tim Robinson, someone who just reads as an underdog, not a guy who clearly has like a 7-picture rom-com deal with Paramount. Like what are we doing here? And this isn't to say Theo James isn't necessarily a good actor, it's just he has a specific skill set. He's also supposed to play twins, and he hasn't developed a different voice, a different physicality. They're the same person. One of them wears glasses, the other has a bad haircut, but outside of that, they sound identical. When they're in the same room, it sounds like one person is talking to himself. And the really crazy thing is this movie also features Tatiana Maslany, who is the master of playing multiple different characters in the same shot. The Monkey also has a really big tone problem. It wants to be a horror comedy, but whenever a potentially scary moment is about to happen, first of all, it's very telegraphed. They really let you know someone's about to die, something bad's about to happen. So there's no surprise or shock. But when it does happen, it's played for laughs. It's basically slapstick. I can't really think of a single moment in this movie that was legitimately scary. There's also this over-reliance in the movie on every character just being a huge jerk. Everyone is really mean to Theo James and to each other, and it's meant to be funny. His brother calls him dickweed or something over and over, but after 15 or 20 minutes of every single character behaving this way, it feels pretty played out. And I also didn't care about anyone. Like, it didn't matter if anyone lived or died because they were all just a bunch of jerks. So we're left with this horror comedy that is not very scary, it's not very funny, it's miscast, the performances aren't very good. I don't think you need to see The Monkey. I think you can skip it. Just watch Evil Dead 2 instead, or any number of amazing horror comedies that fuse those tones together successfully. I hope I can make a video about something I liked next time, but you know, it's February. What are we supposed to expect here? Until then, I'm Nikki P. I have a degree in film. Bye for now.